As you can see here, we have Pete once again. And if you've been following my recent videos, you will have known that he was deliberately attacked a few videos ago and put in a tiny prison by a diabolical, evil man. We will find who did this. Don't get me wrong, we have not given up. But in the meantime, to prevent any further attacks, I have taken all our resources from the administration and placed them out before us. This is all the equipment Tingle Extraction Administration has for this guy. Now, all we need to do is pick the perfect armor, the perfect weapons, the perfect potions for Pete. Will you help me? I'm gonna need you to help me decide what to pick. First of all, let's take a good look at you. Okay. Yeah, you're one of the average minifigures. Oops, let's move out of this over here, because it's kind of out of the camera angle. No, why won't you stand up? Alright. Okay, let's get a good look at you, a good look at you, a good look at you. Good look at you. A nice good look at you. Yeah, alright. So, based on my observation, you are a standard minifigure, which means you will not need any special adjustments, which means anything here is fair game. So let's start with the armor. What we have here, let's start with the body armor. We have two choices. We can either go with the blue diamond armor or the rigid iron armor. Actually, I don't know if it's iron, but it's metal iron. Now, I know diamond is stronger because I've played Minecraft, but also the metal one is just as good. Now, what I'm thinking is the rigid armor, it could be a little bit inconvenient since it's so rigid. It could poke you or something. So I think going with this would be the best play. Alright, there we go. Get a nice focus shot. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna set this right. Where should I put this right in the corner? And this we will put away. But having a body plate also doesn't allow us to have a backpack because stacking these together, see, they don't really go well. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, they don't really line up. So I'm going to put this away. Alright, we're getting more and more sophisticated now. Okay, let's go to the helmets. We have a lot more to choose from. So we have the medieval helmet that was relished from the medieval times. We also have the Viking helmet. That is very good, very convenient. We also have a SWAT team helmet and finally, we have a police helmet. Alright. So we're gonna have to choose one of these. So, based on my previous experiences, when you have weapons in hand, you tend to win more in a fight. So, this helmet has a natural weapon with it. The horns. Let me give a demonstration. Okay, look at Pete, okay? Just look at Pete, look at Pete. If you put on the helmet and then someone comes charging at him, come on camera, focus. Okay, whatever, we're gonna have to do this, even if the camera doesn't cooperate. So, if someone is attacking him, like it charging at him like a bull or a human even, he can just turn on the side and the horn stabs him. So I'm thinking the Viking helmet will be the best play in this situation. So I'm gonna take these away. Yes, you would look mighty tough in these a moment. Okay, so let's start with the trident. This trident was picked up by T.E.A. from classified origins. We cannot tell you where it came from because that would not be classified, and we are a classified agency, so yeah. But what this does is it has 3 points right here, and each point will inflict a devastating blow on the enemy. And see how each point is jagged, which means when it sticks into someone, it's hard to get it out, increasing the relevancy of this weapon. Next we have 2 axes. We have the big axe, which is probably better if you're stronger and you can hold these kinds of weapons. And we've got the mini version, just as potent. Don't let the size fool you. Each of these packs a punch on the enemy. A blow could decapitate the enemy, or it could make them lose a limb. Next, we have a bunch of swords. I'll put them here. First, we have the pirate sword. The pirate sword is agile, which means you can quickly outmaneuver the enemy with this sword, because you can go hiya, hiya, and other stuff like that. Look how sharp it is. Another sword is the medieval sword, which also came with the medieval helmet we were just talking about. This sword is less agile but more heavier, which means it could slice deeper into the enemy. Ideal for attacking big people such as monsters or trolls or whatever Pete comes up against. And finally, my favorite, the samurai sword. This sword is even more agile than the pirates, and it's much longer too, but this sword is so professional and so extravagant that only professional samurais know how to use this. If Pete were to use this, he would have to receive special training from samurai warriors. Enough of that. Let us move on. We also have a small dagger. So if Pete were in danger and he lost his other weapons, he could just pull this out of his pocket and defend himself. As you see, it has 3 points, just like the trident, but they're not tipped like the trident was, making this slightly inferior, but just as important, because this is more convenient to fit in your pocket, I guess, yeah. Next up, we have the saw blades. These are mechanical, which means that you need power to turn these on. But once you turn these on, they're extremely dangerous, even to the user, which makes them very potent. So what you do is you just touch the enemy with one of these, and they're instantly ripped to shreds. Okay, that was only the melee weapons. We have so much more weapons to cover. And Pete only has 2 hands, so we can only pick 2 of these, so that's why we have to survey each and every one of these. Next up, we have our miscellaneous tools. We only have 2 of these. We have a mini cute little magnifying glass, but it's perfect for Pete. It's for looking into like microscopic evidence and stuff like that. Next we have the camera. If Pete were ever in danger and the mysterious threat ever came to attack him, he could take a picture of him and then send it to us somehow. That way we knew who this person is and we could go after him. This is a very good weapon of evidence, I guess. Okay, that was our miscellaneous tools. Now we've got 2 more sections to cover. We've got the guns. And this is kind of our wild card. I put this in the guns, but I'm not sure if this is a gun because this is a Japanese shuriken. What you do is you throw this at the enemy, and these lethal blades will do the job. But just as the samurai sword, these are very difficult to use if you're a novice. You need special training. Next, we'll go into the actual guns. Let's start with the generic gun. It's a small little pistol. You could buy this at the average gun store. Yeah, nothing special about this. Next, we have a Star Wars theme laser blaster. Now, as you see here, we have a turret, or the turret that shoots out the laser. But then on top of that, we have a special scope for long distance shots. So this would be useful if you want to carry it around and use it for a short distance, but this is also good for long distance. Alright. This right here is more of an antique than a weapon. This is a 1930 revolver. It's antique because it's very old, and it's very extravagant too because the way this was designed is very interesting. You pull the thing on top. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a professor in this area, but you pull the top, which loads the gun, and then you pull the trigger. Alright, next gun. We have an alien blaster. But this alien blaster, it shoots out blasters like the Star Wars one. But the thing about this one is it doesn't have a scope, which means this is very short ranged. Also, the lasers in this one are more potent. They're meant for killing the victim instead of knocking them unconscious, which this laser blaster does. What have we done? I think have we done this one? Hopefully we have. I'm just going to assume we have. And with that we have the spear gun. I don't know if you can see it because, okay, I'll just have it down here because up here my shirt kind of blocks. I mean, it camouflages in my shirt, so I'm just going to have it down here. So what this is it's mainly used for fishing, but it can also be used for killing people, I guess. I don't understand why you would need this. If Pete was starving and he was near a river, he could use this. This could be useful for survival purposes, but I do not see any other purposes for this. Alright, we have covered the shrunken, we have covered the melee weapons, we have covered the miscellaneous items, we have covered the armor. We will now cover the remedies. Now, this came from the Enchanted Forest of Healing. This is an apple of one of their healing trees. What the apple does is when you eat this apple, you are instantly healed of whatever physical injury you acquire, no matter how bad it is. Even if you lose a limb, your limb will be redeemed. It will be healed. You will gain a limb back when you eat this apple. This is very useful for Pete if he has a serious injury. Now, next. Oh, so annoying to get this apple upright. There we go. Next we have the potion of strength. When you drink this potion, you acquire unprecedented strength, stronger than Samson from the Bible. The recipe to this concoction is top secret. It's a tinkle extraction administration secret. You cannot know how to make this. Finally, we have a bunch of... okay, I'm just going to keep it like this. We have a bunch of... gems, and they each have their own specific power. Now, as you can see, we have a bunch of gems. Let's pick one. Yes, the red gem. If you can focus, camera focus on this. Alright, okay. So the red gem represents fire. If you hold this gem, you will be immune to extreme temperatures up to 1000 degrees. Next, we have the ice crystal. This represents ice. Camera. Alright. Sorry, my camera is very stubborn. So this represents ice. You can withstand temperatures holding this cube all the way to absolute zero, which is like negative 270 something Celsius. Next, I'm going to have my hand up here so it doesn't lose focus. Next, we have the clear diamond. The clear diamond, it represents... what does it represent? Give me a second. What does it represent? Oh yes, I remember now. It represents invisibility, because it's clear. Invisibility has no color. Alright. When you hold this, you are unable to be seen by the enemy. Finally, we have the water crystal. This crystal will, when you hold it, it allows you to be able to breathe underwater. Now, since we have surveyed each and every weapon, it's time to pick. So, out of the melee weapons, I think if Pete gets enough training, he can use the samurai sword. So, I'm going to give the samurai sword to you. I will prescribe you to some samurai training. I will send you to Japan for a few months. Next, what else should we use? Should we use guns? I don't think so. I think we're just going to stick with the samurai sword. I think we're going to have to need a remedy, just in case he gets hurt. So, we do have the healing apple, but he can only use that once, because once he eats it, it's gone forever. And the potion of strength is only usable once, but the gems, he can use it as long as he wants, but we can only choose one gem. So each of these kind of have their own thing, like specific thing, but I think the invisibility will be the best play, because if the enemy is strong enough to overpower Pete even through all this, then he can, with his last resort, he can put this on and he can disappear from the enemy and he will not get hurt. So I think this is our best play. Alright. So I'm going to allow you to put this on. I'm not going to let you put this crystal on because then you'll disappear. I'm just going to put everything on. I am not decapitating him. I am putting a suit of armor on him. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Mighty handsome. Let me align this. There we go. There we go. Oops. There we go. Next, we have the samurai sword. Don't worry, in time you'll learn how to use that sword. There we go. He looks very tough. I don't think the enemy will want to mess with him ever again. And I don't know where you can put this. I'll just let you, like, keep it with you. Alright. And as always, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Have a lovely day.